Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. We're back with another one. What's up, just Jerry, DT? What's going on, fellas?
Hey, fellas.
Out here, baby. We outside. We outside today.
You already know. DT, you still with us?
Oh, man. You know what? Give me a second.
What?
Oh, he's changing hats. Daddy Yankee.
Yo, I know he didn't do that shit.
Talk to me. I'll talk back. Talk back.
He didn't do that shit on the podcast, bro.
He did it. Daddy Yankee, what happened, my friend?
Sí, papá, gasolina está barato.
Listen, so before we jumped on the podcast,
nah, hold on.
Oh, okay, all right. You don't want to get to go ahead.
He is not with us no more. Lance, man, are you with us, man?
Here.
Yeah, he's what the fuck?
Oh, DT, you out of here.
Lance, you back in the game, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is crazy.
I can't believe he just told me that.
Yeah, my man came.
Nah, my fault, guy.
The chicharrones bucket hat. No problem. No
ya tú sabes.
So guys, we were talking when we were setting up the podcast, man, and something came up. We're gonna attack on it. You know, DT brought up a great subject and says,
"Thank you."
Is the interest rate that keeps going up? Is that only for rich people? Is that to get the poor people out so that way the middle class doesn't buy properties? You know, what does it look like? And right away I go, we need to talk about this because I tell you right now how I feel, and I'll start it off. I feel like, if you're a new home buyer, it's going to be tougher than ever. You know what I'm saying? The more these interest rates keep going up and the less properties on the market, it's going to be real tough for a first home buyer to try to compete with someone that sold their property, has $200,000, $300,000 liquid to go get the next property. You see what I'm saying? So or even more, really. They can just add that, what they just sold, all that liquid money, to go buy a new property. So that's how I feel.
Right.
So to me, it's plain and it's clear and cut. It's going to be tough. If you're a new first-time home buyer, it's not going to be as tough. If you're seasoned, you've already owned your first property, second property, or you have a lot of equity in your property and you're ready to go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but is it really? Is it really tough? I don't know. I mean, if you think about it,
that's how I see it.
Yeah, I respect it, but I don't agree.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's easier.
Oh, he getting spicy on Fridays?
So I mean, you're saying you don't agree. What do you mean by? I knew this was going to end up like this.
I don't even like how you presented it, to be honest with you. But listen, at the end,
yo, he got a little bucket hat on. He don't know how to react. What's the?
Just Jerry, rock with me. So
I'm here, B. I'm just saying. I don't know.
So there's conspiracy theorists out there that believe that the interest rates are going to stay where they're at, to get certain people out or to not allow certain people to come in,
okay,
status wise or whatever the case may be. I get it, Lance. I understand what you're saying, but as a first time buyer, as an investor, is now the time where you just kind of sit tight, go to sleep, and wait until things change?
Absolutely not.
The answer is no, right?
Absolutely not.
Well, one would say, how do you justify that? How do you justify paying 7-8% on an interest rate for an investment property, even maybe 9% on an investment property, and 5, 6, 7% depending on the buyback programs on the primaries? Why would you do that right now? The answer is why not? If you don't have a choice, what are you doing? Are you going to stay in an apartment not really appreciate your living conditions based off of what the interest rates are? You know, are you going to change your lifestyle but not yet be able to enjoy the fruits thereof because of an interest rate? Of course not. Are you going to have money to invest and sit tight and not invest because what the interest rates are? Of course not. Why? You know, the interest rates are going to change eventually, right? They won't always be where they're at right now. So when they do change, you know, you can definitely refinance. The idea is obviously that you're purchasing at the right numbers. You don't want to overpay, because when you go to refinance, you know, you're going to get 75, 85, 70%, 80% of the loan to value. So you want to make sure that you're not super overpaying so that when you go to refinance, you're underwater. Obviously, how do you do that with a team like H.G.R.G, that you can buy a property that we're going to kind of give you the projected future depending on what your trajectory is, right? What are your plans with that? So, you know, I'm not really on the side of the conspiracy theorist. I'm on the pull the trigger. If you want to go ahead and mess a bag up right now and figure it out and change your life, you know, I lean towards that side.
Well, what's the conspiracy that the percent that interest rates never going down?
Yeah, you know,
you guys believe the 10-year rule?
Yeah.
It always fluctuates and goes back up and down, and a new norm is after 10 years. Every 10 years it goes up and down, up and down, up and down.
And I don't know
it fixes itself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a belief system or if that's just like a pattern that's a factual pattern, right? So like the 2008 banking crisis, 2018. Now,
yep, it's getting back into the game.
You
it's going
to
leverage each other out, and then go right back to it.
I look again. If I'm a human being with two eyes and a heartbeat, I don't have to believe anything. It's just watching a pattern.
I definitely believe it. I definitely understand it. And we do the math on it, so I know it's real for me.
Yeah. But do you allow that to dictate your next move?
No. So nothing across the board is going to dictate. If the numbers work for me, I'm taking it.
And that's powerful. Like, because you know, some people be like, "How the numbers work at 9%?"
Yeah, the rent goes up too.
You're going to pay more for the property, pay more for interest, probably receive similar rents, and it still works. How does that work for you?
I don't know about similar rents. Everything goes up. My rent goes up.
How does that work?
You meant like similar return on investment, because you're even though you're the property, the rents are going to go up. What I'm saying also, though, the other side of this, you know, I'm not sitting here like I'm just fighting for the people, whatnot. But what I'm saying is that you also have people sitting on their properties and not moving off them. So there's not much on the market, or like usual. You see what I'm saying? So this 7% interest rate have people with cold feet not moving forward, buying properties or selling their properties to go buy another property, because the last thing you want to do is sell your property and not be able to find another property.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Great.
So the question is, who the hell is buying all these properties at 7% interest rate? If you have people that own property already but are sitting on it, and then you have the new jacks that feel like they can't go get a property because it costs too much already.
Yeah, but are you coming from the investor perspective, or are you coming from the primary?
Primary. That's where I'm coming from. Primary, for sure. To be clear.
So the answer is a ton of people. A ton. There's more buyers than there are sellers right now.
Right.
100%. But that's also a problem, right? So, but who are the buyers though? That's what I'm saying. Is it new jacks, or is it people that have?
Who is it a problem for?
The people. I'm going to be clear. So it's not a problem for people that have the money. Is it a problem though for the first time home buyer, because they're going in with an FHA loan, you know, up against somebody that's liquid, going in conventional, you know, and whatnot. So I feel like, and I've heard this before, you know, and I'm just going off of what I've heard, you know, is that people are saying first time home buyers are not being successful in their buying of their first property because of interest rates, and then, you know, people that have more liquid. You know
right. So that kind of coincides with the conspiracy theory, right? Because the people who are liquid at 200, 300, 400, 500, 600K right? That's one group of people. Actually, that's two group of people. 200-300, that's one. 4, 5, 6, that's another, right? But what about the people who work at Home Depot, who work at Lowe's, who work at Xerox, Kodak, or a factory job, who make 30 to 60K a year, right? And they've been pre-approved for $150,000-$200,000 mortgage, maybe even 220, right? Who now they have to have a FHA loan in order to afford that type of house.
Correct.
Right. And then they're going up upon the people who have 200 cash liquid.
Isn't that I think you've identified the problem. No.
That's not really the problem.
Okay. Well, tell me more.
Because the problem is that if I'm liquid cash, interest rates are not I don't care. But if I'm FHA, or I only work at these certain jobs and I got pre-approved for this dollar amount, right? In order for me to afford this 220, I need 6% seller concessions. My interest rate is going to be 7%. I need to put down $20,000. I'm at my max of my budget. So if this person has $50, $500 more than me, it takes me out the loop. So the conspiracy theorists will say those interest rates, it's just like tax brackets in neighborhoods, right? So when you go to any city in the US, right? You go to like the inner city, taxes are cheaper. You go to the suburbs, taxes are more expensive. That was created to keep out, quote unquote, the bullshit from the suburban neighborhoods.
Right.
Right. That's how you keep out.
You can't afford to get here.
You can't afford it. You could afford the mortgage. You can afford the mortgage, but you can't afford the mortgage and the taxes.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of like the conspiracy theory now. You can afford these mortgages. You can't afford these interest rates.
Right.
So that's the conspiracy theorist mentality right now. I'm not saying that I advocate for that or that I agree with it, but that's what people are saying. That's like what the consumption is.
So what's the other conspiracy? Remind me. It was something like
the fact that you belong
businesses buying up properties or something like that.
The corporations.
The corporations.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they definitely doing that.
So you're saying that's real?
No, 100%.
That's 1,000%. If you live under a rock, then you may not know what's going on. But if you're watching, absolutely, bro.
Explain what they're doing, Jerry. Explain that.
I'll give you a prime example. Zillow, the one who helps you find properties, is now investors. Now they're buying properties that look like they're good condition and up in the price, and you're gonna pay for it. They make the market.
So they're trying to control the market. Is that what you're saying?
They make the market, bro. They make the market, bro. They're not control. Fuck, they make it. It's them.
I mean,
bitch ass
tomatoes, tomatoes. So when did So hold on. So when did Zillow? Hey Zillow, first of all, if you want to go ahead and be a sponsor on the podcast, man, it's no problem. Hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We'll take care of that. No problem. Hit us on the jack, and we'll get right back to you. With that being said, Zillow, when did they become an investment firm type of entity? What are we talking about?
It just makes all the sense.
I'm not trying to play dumb. I'm just I don't know when did they become
they were always an investment property, investment group. Well, not always, but like 2011, they started buying properties. Now, though, they're controlling, like you just said, the market. They're buying in wholes.
Conglomerate. They are large. They're like resetting, and this is like I think people even have lawsuits on stuff like this, but they're resetting the price points in certain neighborhoods. So part of what Zillow software does is they try to find like gentrifying areas, up and coming neighborhoods, and what that looks like, right? And they try to reset the trend. Shout out to Migos.
Oh, so they're trying to beat everybody to the punch.
Yeah, and that's what they do. And then they go over there and they overpay. They try to buy every property in those neighborhoods, right? They overpay. Essentially, they gentrify them,
right?
Remotely, right? If that makes sense, okay. And then they reset the prices because they're overpaying, and they don't care because anybody who follow you. Your property has to appraise. If I buy a house for $200,000 and it's only worth $100,000, the bank is only going to give me $100,000. They're not going to overpay me, more than the property appraises for. Zillow doesn't care. Zillow will pay the $200,000. They'll take the bank $100,000 and then they'll pay $100,000 pocket.
Yes, sir.
The sale price goes down at $200,000. So now, if you buy the next door neighbor house, that comp is at $200K.
Right.
So now, for the appraiser to come in and say that house is only worth 100, but now this house is worth 175. Zillow doesn't care. They'll pay that extra out of pocket because now the third house will now comp out at the 200 because now you're resetting
200
price point.
So who's their competition? Zillow can't be the only one with this idea.
No, there's several. There's several.
There's several corporations doing it. That's 100%.
One of your favorite people, I'm not even going to say his name, they do things like this, but they do it more on the multifamily units. But, Zillow, Redfins, Open Door Capitals, something second to none capital, something. There's a bunch of capital investment teams that do these things. They do them on multi-units. They do them on trailer park homes, single family multis. Like they're all over. There's sharks right now. There's sharks in the water. Trust funds, hedge funds. There's sharks in the water right now. And they're looking for markets to come into and swoop down and control or, kind of dictate where that property or that neighborhood goes. But I don't want to over exaggerate it and make it seem like that they're just, everywhere in every market, but they're out there. When you get to like the Democratic states, not to be political in any way, but when you get to Democratic states, it's harder for them to do that because there's more rules and regulations involved. But like the Republican states and the freer states, if you will, they there. Trust me.
My question is, what's going on with these mom and pops real estate companies? What are they doing? How are they surviving? Because it looks like on my side, they're not
shutting down, partnering up. You're
being bought out.
They're being like they'll be like almost like franchised out, but not with the franchise. They don't receive the franchise benefits, right? What do I mean by that? You got like the Howard Hannas, the Remaxes, the larger real estate affiliate groups out here, right? And these mom and pops are being just outperformed, by these larger conglomerates, and the smaller ones are having to partner up. And now I'm a Remax team of so and so,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's coming like that.
Right, it's like Peach Homes with Remax.
Right, exactly. Like there's a partnership that's formed with that.
Do you believe the government is involved with that?
Oh, come on, fellas.
Oh, nah, fuck that. We're gonna talk about it, goddamn. No, fuck that.
Come on.
No.
If the government was involved with it, they wouldn't be able to do anything right anyway. So what's it matter?
I don't think the government is involved with that part of life. I mean, they're probably involved with way too much right now, but I don't think that's one of them.
You don't think they're giving any extra money to them? You don't see them getting tax benefits because that they're doing that? We don't see none of that happen?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just so happen to be a part of a private brokerage that would probably know a little bit more than the average. But I mean, I don't know everything, but we haven't gotten a nod to say, hey, if you join this team, you're going to get this benefit. We haven't gotten that.
But you're probably not there yet.
It's possible. It's possible.
But that's to me is just wild, that all these people can be involved now in real estate and like trying to control the market. You got these corporations, like you're saying, hedge funds. You have all these people putting their hands in the market now, and then you have this lone couple with one kid, brand new, looking for their first home, having to compete against all of this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's I feel like that's the complaint that I hear a lot. You know, I'm a first-time home buyer, not an investor. That's a different game, guys. I want to be very clear on that as well. Different game. Talking about primary homes, right? That I'm trying to get my primary home, and I just can't compete. I can't compete with someone that's liquid. Can't compete with someone that has a property already, can sell theirs, move into, you know what I'm saying, and move on and move to the next one with all that liquid cash. I can't compete with these corporations, you know, allegedly. You know, I haven't done my homework on it. I guess what you guys know more about this than I do, as far as, you know, Zillow and, you know, some of the other, you know, groups
That's
that you
not a surprise
named.
at all.
But, you know, I guess the reality is that, you know, new home buyers are the ones that are frustrated the most.
Yeah.
And what does that do for middle class? I mean, is there a middle class? Is going to be a middle class as far as real estate goes? Or are you not going to be able to find, you know, your white picket fence dream home, you know, if you make, you know, you and your wife make $35,000 each, you know,
Right.
at your house, at your
you know,
job.
think about it like the, you know, the trends that have gone in the last, you know, what, let's say 7-8 years, right? You know, when you go like to like a Bitcoin opportunity, right? Or even not even 7 years, let's say 5 years, you know, you go to like a Bitcoin thing, right? The cryptocurrencies, and then the EFTs, no, I'm sorry, the NFTs, right? And then the next thing was like, now it's kind of like the real estate thing, right? And then from there it goes into a new tech thing like AI, and then from AI it's going to go to, you know, a different swipe. It's like the next hottest and best thing, right? But what's very stagnant in the background is going to always be real estate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Always
matter.
be real estate.
It doesn't matter, and that's in every state, every country. It's real estate. It goes up and down. The best bet is to buy real estate. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're poor, you're middle class, or you're rich. Real estate was always the conversation of the keeping afloat. Once you have real estate, you have cash.
Mm.
So
the answer to sum it up, listen, interest rates are high. Don't let it stop you. Hopefully you can you go ahead and you can I'm gonna you can go ahead and refinance.
Is a hot take right now, Lance? Is it a hot take right now to say that creating generational wealth is probably easier today because of how high price points are? All-time highs, right? And you could purchase those all-time high properties. Example, 4-unit joint, 600,000-700,000. FHA that at whatever, you know, 3.5 plus closing cost is, you know, 70K, 600 bands. Now you just created yourself one or two of those in a matter of 4 years, $1 million assets, right?
You're in the game of millionaires, bro.
Right. And then you could pass that down to, you know, your kids or whatever, you know, keep that for yourself. Whereas if you go back to like 2008, those price points didn't even exist in certain markets.
For sure.
You dig what I'm saying?
I could agree with that. I also
Take the good with the bad, man.
I also want to throw you in there that
a Honda Accord is 40,000 right now.
Yep.
Used to be 18.
Yep.
So if you own 20 Honda Accords, you've just built wealth.
Let that sizzle in your spirit.
Built
some generational wealth off the Honda Accords.
But it's also easier because if you're not woke, you got to get woke. But now people are woke. The 3.5 is like everybody knows about it. Or if you don't know about it, you're stupid. You're not listening. You're not understanding.
That's not
bro. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
You just haven't been listening to
nice.
H.G.R.G. That's all.
Fuck all that
That's
nice
all.
shit, bro. We giving out free
just haven't listened
game.
to H.G.R.G, baby. There's no problem.
We're in like 70 episodes. If you're not listening to H.G.R.G, man, what are you, dumb?
Are you dumb?
You dumb. Here's what's dumb. Not to move forward in real estate. I don't care what the interest rate is. You're gonna figure it out. You know, you're gonna go ahead and grab it. No time is better than now Just like DT said, what you gonna do? Stay dormant, not do anything. If you feel like it's not gonna get any better, why don't you get it now before it gets worse? You see what I'm saying?
What else you gonna do?
You're gonna hold the money?
What
bro,
other
that money
what other
go nowhere
business?
with you,
What other business can you go to a bank or anyone for that matter, and they're going to be willing to finance your business venture, your aspiration to invest in a business for 30 years?
Well,
none.
I don't know.
If you try to open up a sneaker store, a clothing store, a restaurant, anything, you're going to get a bank finance for like 5 years.
That's pretty much out of here, man. They're killing mom and pop stores. They're killing mom and pop stores. What do you think you should be doing right now?
Doesn't matter what you try to invest in.
Giving up for yourself. Giving up for your kids.
Real estate, 30.
Yeah. Go get you some real estate. Go get you real estate. So listen, I didn't realize this is gonna turn to a whole conspiracy, podcast.
All I know is the government got the grip on niggas, man. I'm telling you. Listen. The government I try to tell you something.
Government, we don't want no smoke. Don't worry about it.
They already got the smoke.
But listen, once again, guys, we just felt like it was an important subject to talk about, because we hear about interest rate. We get questions all the time about interest rate. We just chopping it up for a second. We're like, yo, let's press record. Let's talk about this interest rate. And let's talk about if it's okay to buy. Let's let's go ahead and dig into it.
Look,
I know you turned into conspiracy. I didn't, but
you guys firsthand what we talk about in our house
off camera.
Yo, walk right through the door. You good, bro? Walk right.
That's a fact. Listen, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. H.G.R.G.club. Check out the website. Check us out on all social media platforms at H.G.R.G_club. And make sure you check out the new ebook that we just dropped in the description below. We'll see you on the next one.
Don't just check it out. Support.
Yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined.